Hello parents, it's Teacher Dominique and thank you for joining me on this week's training. I hope you're doing quite well. I'm really glad to be here with you today, and we're going to get into our topic for today's training, and that topic is how to help your learner at home with writing. So come on in. If you have paper, pencil, pen, something to write with, maybe you're keeping a notebook for these trainings, just tips that I help you with that can help your learner. So by all means, bring those materials out and absolutely write down the tips that I'm providing to you. If you have any questions about the tips, absolutely send me a message. I'm always available through the Facebook group here, so don't hesitate to add questions to the live or send a message through the Facebook group. All right, so this group is all about parents, for parents, by parents. I'm a parent myself. I have 2 teenage boys, and I definitely understand the dilemma of keeping up their skills throughout their educational career. So it's definitely something that we share, and I wish I had a group like this to help me keep up with my kids, keep up with what they were doing in writing. That would have been really great. So I'm glad that the mailman is here. The mail guy is here. Okay, he's done. All right, all right. So yes. All right. Hopefully, I've given you enough time to find your writing materials. Okay. When we think about our kids and supporting them at home, we have to remember that they go to school in an environment that is one-to-many, okay, group, right? Which is fantastic. I've talked about the different groupings before. All of that is necessary. For example, if you have multiple kids at home, you're not going to always have them together all the time. Sometimes you break off, you're with 1 or 2 or whatever the mix is, because it all works together anyway. So group is fantastic because it gives a purpose and a mission to the group. It helps everybody level up, but of course we can splinter off as well whenever it's necessary, needed, and prudent and practical. Absolutely. Okay. But what happens is when kids go to school, and I've been a teacher 30 years in the classroom, when kids go to school, they are mixed in with a lot of other kids and a lot of abilities. Okay. You have to know your child. You have to know what it is that your child needs and the best way for your child to learn. Okay. Your child may need additional support when it comes to any academic area. All right. Literacy skills are what gets built first: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And it's very important that when you see any evidence of lack of improvement or increased skills, you do something about it, because that is where their confidence is going to come from, and you don't want them to feel like they can't participate, or they are shy, or they lose momentum in their studies. They just don't know what to do, right? So you don't want them feeling like they don't know what to do. You don't want them feeling stuck. You don't want them feeling confused. You don't want them shutting down. You don't want to see them feel that they don't have a way to fix whatever the problem is, because that's not necessary, right? So the reason why we're talking about helping them at home is because just because they go to school doesn't mean they're getting everything that they need during the school day, throughout the marking period, throughout the school year, okay? You have to pay attention to your child, their needs, and their ability to progress, okay? Whatever is holding them back, then go ahead and do, make a plan, right? If you need help with that, book in a call with me. I can definitely run you through what it is that I do, because it's the environment, it's the habits, it's what they are doing or not doing. It's how they feel. We want them to be confident. Okay, so definitely understand that what happens in school is kind of beyond their control. They can't do anything about it. If they're getting lost, they really have no other way than to just wait or ask the teacher and just try their best to catch up or catch on as best they can. So the way that you can support them at home is by, number one, observing what is going on. Are they able to communicate on paper? Are they able to show you what it is that they're understanding that's coming back from school inside of their folders, inside of their notebook? Okay, when you look at their test scores, are they taking their time? Are they doing their best? What is their information saying about how they feel and how they're operating around their success, their success, their plan for success. Everybody has a plan for success. So how are they doing with that? So go ahead and start observing and start looking at their materials. And if you have multiple children, then of course, you've got to take the time to take a look at what's going on, and then start to look at, okay, what can I do, right? What can I do to support them? All right. So the first thing I know you already do is talk about goals and talk about productivity and talk about expectations, right? Now, what you can do is have a very open conversation and say to them, you know what, if you're getting stuck, let me know sooner rather than later, of course, and let's do something about it. Let's nip it in the bud. All right. Go ahead and start to let them know, because if you think about your education, in school, it wasn't always easy. You kind of made it through somehow in certain courses or classes. So just assume it's going to be that way for your child. They're going to like some things and have difficulty with some things. So just open that door and ask them to explain, and let them know that the communication channel is open, that they need to communicate with you. Also talk to their teachers. Okay. Some teachers might say, you know what, they're just doing they're good. But if you talk to them about expectations and opening channels of communication, then talk about goals as well. Okay. And what is their goal? Do they want to be on the honor roll, or they want to be an A student? They want opportunities. What do they want? And how are you going to measure that? So make sure that you're supporting them at home through communication, open channels, and also setting expectations, providing a space for them to have room to do their homework or time to do their homework. It's not an environment that's quiet enough for them to think, or space for them where it's quiet so they can think. Okay. These things always help. All right. So for today, I wanted to really talk about those two things, expectations and environment. Go ahead and create that space for your children to be able to talk to you about what it is that they're experiencing and how they feel about certain courses, classes, grades that they that they're that they're having at school. Okay. Now let me open up the channel of communication. Absolutely, I'm here for you to discuss any of the topics that I talk about in this group. So go ahead, you can message me and get in touch with me to talk about the kids and what they're doing. And I know you have a really nice environment. Just check on it though. Just check on it. I check on it, ask the kids, and then also talk about your goals and expectations, all right, with them as well. So this is Teacher Dominique. What I want to do next is I want to give you a homework assignment. I want you to really follow up with your kids. I want you to really ask them how they're feeling about what it is that they're doing in school, especially in the area of writing. And I want you to tell me, what is your takeaway from what I said? What is your takeaway? What is your big takeaway from today's training, and how we can best help our kids at home? So if you can just type your answer in the comments, that would be great. I look forward to reading your comments and responding. But ladies and gentlemen, I love this group because of, first of all, it's helping you to think about what it is your child might be going through and how we can best help them. All right. So learning is fun. Learning is a challenge, and learning is a family activity. And you want your children to always stay active and happy and confident. So go ahead and just stay in touch with them around how they're feeling, not just the grades, but what is getting them to produce more or less, and then what can you do about it? All right. So if there is any other question that I can answer for you, absolutely type it into the comments and leave a message or get in touch with me, because I do have programs that can help your child with writing, and I know that that's what you want, especially if they are in the testing grades, or even if they are in the early grades, K to 2. All right. You want them to be confident and strong about what it is that they're doing. So thank you so much for joining me on today's live, and I'll see you in the next training.